We're looking at shoes that my son has, like things that we could never wear.
Continuing our old man discussion of bowel movements and stuff, we're talking about what kids wear today.
Yeah,
These
bowel
kids.
movement, brain fog, and these silly shoes.
No one tells you this is what getting old is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
And it
looking
just
at
happens.
a kid and going, what are you doing, young man?
Making the face from the old Muppet guys that sit up in the booth.
You know, I'm talking to old guys. I wore Z Cavaricis with suspenders and a sports jacket like Don Johnson with shoulder pads.
The sleeves rolled up.
Yeah, I had the sleeves rolled up.
Bobby Kelly is here. Dave Smith is here. Rob is here. Rob, what is your last name?
Bernstein.
Rob Bernstein is here. Thank you for coming in. Bobby was almost struggling with the fact that you were going to be here because, in addition to being a comedian, you're smart, as if we've never talked to a smart person on the show before.
Well,
And then I started thinking about it.
he's got a point.
Yeah.
I'm not really that smart.
Why?
It's just other people are very, very dumb.
Get close to that
Oh,
microphone.
sorry.
That's right. Yeah.
No, people are really stupid.
Yes.
So it's really, people think like all the political commentators are super smart. And they're like, oh, Dave, you're a comedian and you can hang with these guys. It's like, they're not that smart.
Do you think it's just because you are able to establish an opinion on something and everybody, because a lot of times we used to have a guy who worked at this radio station and everybody used to be like, yeah, that guy's really smart. I'm like, no, he's not. He's actually quite the idiot, but he is so committed to his opinions that people think he's smart.
Yes, I've fooled a lot of people. Yes.
How good of a memory do you have for like stats and different stuff that you've talked about?
You know, I don't think I have that good. People say they'll be like, oh, you have great recall. You remember all this. But then I told Rob this the other day, and I was reading a book that I've already read. Like I was rereading it.
Right.
And it was like it was a brand new book.
Right.
Like I was just like, oh, this.
Yeah,
and
but-
then it was very depressing because you're like, oh, I don't even know the stuff that I know.
Yeah.
Let alone
Stop
all the
right
stuff
there,
I
though.
don't know.
You said reading a book.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I'm
And then
sorry.
you went
Let me slow this down.
rereading it.
Let me slow this down. People collect. It's like a big group of words. It's put on paper, and then they put them on shelves.
Don't forget, I do a show with a guy who doesn't know how to type and owns a
Jay?
house.
Jay, yeah, I completely agree.
Because he's got the carpal tunnel syndrome gloves.
Yeah, he's wearing the gloves.
No, but you know what it is? But Jay, honestly though, Jay, to me, and this is it's an interesting thing, right? He is like, talk about recall.
Oh my God.
Any movie in the 80s, any reference, anything, he knows
Music.
everything,
Yeah.
but then he just chooses to only know about things like that.
I feel like I'm like that. I can do really well on Jeopardy and the dumb stuff. You start asking me about Greek philosophers, and I'm like, I'm out.
But it's an interesting thing where, like, you know, like on sports radio, if you listen to it and people call in and they know everything, they know every pitch that the Mets threw in 1987. Like this dude's an encyclopedia. But if you do a little bit of that with politics, people go, "Wow, you're really smart."
Genius.
But it's no different. It's just information.
People are smart in their interests.
That's
Like,
right.
If I took
Yeah.
you fly fishing, you'd be like, I don't know, what's a caddis? I don't know what, you don't know how to
I just be worried about what you're going to do to me on this. It sounds like you're luring me.
I would like to.
Fly fishing seems like a pretense to do something evil to someone.
Just get you out there in the
Yeah,
woods.
come on, dude. It's cool. No one can hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I just saw your debate with Coleman Hughes. You are smart. Some of the words he said, and you used it again. I was like, I don't even know I didn't know that word existed, and I don't know what it means, and I'm afraid to look it up because I don't want to know what it means.
It's weird when a black dude starts using big words to you. And you're like, don't you come at me all white like that. he's very smart, Coleman Hughes.
Now, Coleman, that was a great. Here's the thing about your debate with him, which I loved, is that you guys were so civil with each other. You disagreed on so many things, but you were so civil. You guys let each other talk. If someone cut it off, you said, I'm sorry. It was actually a great debate. Usually those things go haywire.
Right, you should go watch my one with Alex Berenson. It went a whole bit different. But but I give that to Coleman because he started it like that. So then I was like, okay, so we'll just be cool.
Where do you live?
I'm in Jersey now.
So you're not voting for the socialist Muslim mayor of New York?
No, I don't have the opportunity to.
How would you? Who would you vote? Oh, I was the way you said that, you almost knocked me out of my chair.
No, I mean I probably would just stay home because I could never vote for Cuomo just because he destroyed the state. I mean, he was like the worst governor in the history of New York. I could never vote for a lockdown governor. And he was the worst of all of them. I mean, the dude, he literally murdered old people.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back, you could see the letters that the nursing homes were sending to his office, and they were like, "Dude, you can't send COVID positive people here. You're going to kill like all of them." And they went, "No,
And
We're
then
doing
he
it
got-
anyway.
And then he got an Emmy for his television programming, nightly on the news, reporting on COVID.
Do you not think though that COVID wise, and not to make excuses, but we also didn't know what was going on, and we were thrown into it, and people were trying. Like when we talk about wearing masks all the time, and the mask was the most ridiculous thing. And now looking back at it, it's even more ridiculous. But at the time, we didn't know what was happening, and we were trying whatever we could do to make it.
But that's the thing is right that excuse would maybe make sense if then when we figured it out we stopped doing it.
Right.
But all the studies came out that showed masking made no difference.
Yeah.
No difference. This was like a couple months into COVID.
Right.
And then we just kept doing it for years. Like it was just and this is what I'm saying even with the Cuomo thing. I'm saying at the time the nursing homes were like no, like we knew enough to know you can't have this thing. This is the first variant, like original COVID before even Delta.
Right.
It was killing old people left and right. Like you couldn't let that into, So anyway, no, I don't give them any
I remember
excuses.
reading a lot of the weather lady from Fox News in the morning. I forgot her name, but she was going on this big thing about her father died or somebody like that because of the rules that they had in New York, and then she was holding him directly responsible for it.
Yeah, that's right. And so that's now New York. You want to run this guy again, you get a gay communist.
Yeah.
That's what you get. That's your punishment, New York City.
What do you think is going to change? I mean, what do you think? Nothing.
He'll be bad for the city. I think. I don't think it's not like he's a dictator, so it's not like he's gonna collectivize the means of production or something. But he's probably gonna try to open some of these city-run grocery stores. It'll be bad. He's gonna try to make the buses free so homeless people will live on them.
Yeah.
Do you see
Prostitution will be free, which I'm in favor of.
Well,
what will
everyone
be
gets something right. Broken clock.
Prostitution is going to be legal
yeah.
and free. Because if you're a socialist, we should all have it.
Oh, okay.
I think they should. You always want to just stake out the more left position. Like I think they should pay you. I think they should pay you.
They're going to bring Sharia law back. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
We're all going to get wife sticks.
Mm-hmm.
To get out of line.
It is funny that the further left you go, you come to the hardest right wing thing. Like you're like, yeah, Sharia law. That's where this ends.
Yeah.
Women cover your
true.
faces in public. Did you see the tweet he had? It was like an old resurfaced tweet, but this is how crazy wokeism was back in 2017. Yeah. But he had one tweet, and it was just it was a woke Mad Libs. It was the tweet was, I think I've got this exactly right. It was defunding the police is queer liberation. I was like, dude, that's like a puzzle. Like, what is that? You explain that to me. I don't even think he knows what it meant. I think he was just like, these are the words. So we're going with all of them.
I've never partaken, but I like the aesthetic when I used to drive out of the city late at night and you had the night walkers by up in Harlem.
Yeah.
That's the only place. The only place I've ever seen them was when I was a kid. I grew up in Staten Island, and my dad took us to a Mets game one time, and we were driving. We were in Queens, I guess, somewhere, and going, and there were black ladies in the street, and I heard one of them go. This is no joke. One of them goes.
This is just a black church. Just look at them. Look at the hookers.
She leaned out and she's like, "Hey, you want some pee?" And I went. She said, and she swung it by the car, and my dad nicked her in the ass with the car. He actually hit her and kept going, and I went, and I was sitting in the front seat, and I was like, "Hey," she said the P word, and B, my dad just hit her and kept going.
That's a lot. That's a lot to take in as a young boy.
I was like,
the good old days.
Go Mets.
I remember my dad pointing out the streetwalkers in Times Square as we were driving through, and just being like, "See, that's what." He didn't buy me one or nothing.
Right, but he let you know where they were.
See that, but then. Now girls just dress like that.
Right.
Yeah. Like literally, I mean that's now it's just if you go to the East Village, every chick is.
When we first went
like
to New York, me, Patrice, Billy, Dane, we would always go.
Never heard of them.
Dane Cook was famous back. Sufi? No. Every album really angry, aggressive rock and roll name.
He's here this week.
Nice.
He was here last night.
He's hilarious at the Hard Rock. Yeah, we used to go to 43rd Street, and it was bumper to bumper traffic. Because it was just whores, and they had the peep shows, but the peep shows you could touch. You actually just your head could go in, or your hand. And I remember my first night.
What do you mean go in? Explain this to us.
So it's a round. So you go into the peep show. They have the peep booths. Then they had a round room with doors all around.
Right.
And you'd go in and put $1 in, and a window would open up. And you could stick
it's just
your
Patrice on the other side of that window.
It was, almost, but it was like a genie lamp with just these these chicks with C-sections, and outer, little belly button hernias sticking out. And then I looked, and it was just Billy, Dane, Patrice, me, just our heads, and we were so excited.
It's one girl or one in
It's
each
one
box?
or two, sometimes one if it was too late.
Oh, and you just get to stick your head in there?
She was exhausted. She'd just be sitting down on a pillow, like a fat little, and then she'd get up and just be like, kind of, all right, almost like a chick at McDonald's who has to.
And you just reach in.
And you reach in, but I remember Patrice ran out of money, so my door opens, and he goes, "Bobby, put money in," and I'm just stuck in, my head stuck out, and I'm like, he goes, "Get that one over." I called, "Ma'am, can you come here?" And she came over. And she he goes, "Give her $3." So I gave her money, and then just a black hand came out and started squishing her boob. My head right next to it. It was the most uncomfortable thing. And then the window goes down on your head. You got to pull your window out.
Yeah.
I in high school went to one of those. They were different. There was no thing, but that was the saddest masturbation experience I ever had.
In
one
Times Square?
Times Square booths for beating off in like the pre-internet porn days.
It's not what your Jewish mother wanted for you.
No,
No.
that was
The
gross.
saddest part is looking at the mop guy
coming in.
waiting for you to get out.
Oh, that job. Ooh. Dave brought up off the air that he was one of the people that was instrumental in bringing Lewis and I back together.
I like to feel that I played a role.
Well, now we're going to Skankfest this year.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. That's the ultimate I'm friends with Lewis again
Yes.
move.
I was previously invited to Skankfest, but I felt like as if I'd show up the general population in a prison, and any second somebody would just shiv me. But I've been assured that it.
You might get stabbed.
But I'm
not gonna lie to you.
No,
You might get
I'll
stabbed.
take it. Skankfest scar is a wound for life.
That's
I'll
right.
take that.
They're
Yeah,
actually the nicest fans.
it's not the fans I was worried about.
No, but everybody that goes there is the sweetest. It's the sweetest fan base I've ever been involved in.
I remember. So I think it was 2 years ago. Brendan Schaub came.
Yeah.
And we were talking on the phone. He was like, because, he was getting a lot of abuse from trolls online and stuff. And he was like, "Dude, I don't know, man. Is it going to be people?" And I was like, "Dude, I know it seems like that. You think like, oh, there's going to be a rough crowd. It's the sweetest group of people.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing that I don't even understand exactly. But like at a mosh pit, when someone falls and everyone helps them up.
Yeah.
And then it's like a weird thing where you're like, well, I thought we were doing a thing. But then they're actually kind of like, ooh, you could get hurt. Come
I'm
here.
helping you up so I can smash you again.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
It's
very
a
similar to
community.
your fan base. It's like your fan base loves the edgy, aggressive. But when then you meet them, it's like they're the nicest people in the world.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing.
And
Oh,
also,
I'm
we're not that young, anymore. So it's like our fan base is like, no, he's like, I don't know, he's a 43-year-old dude who owns a business, but he's like, I like to I listened to metal when I was a kid, and now this is what it's weird.
Well, we're very excited to be a part of it. Plus, we just came from New Orleans. We were there for the Super Bowl. We broadcast and lived there for a couple of days, so that's the right place to do it.
I think it might be the last great city. I've never been to New Orleans.
Oh, really?
I've been everywhere in this country, but I've never been to New Orleans, and it's one of the places I really want to go.
Yeah, you have. That means you have to do a lot while you're there because you got to experience the whole thing,
which is tough during Skankfest.
Right.
That is the tough thing. Is that it's a busy
nonstop.
festival.
You're busy.
Well, yeah.
I've literally made it so that I have the cigar lounge, I do my podcast and one comedy show, and that's it.
The cigar lounge is you just convince people to come to what you do.
Anybody want to see the sleep lounge?
What are you gonna do? Do you know what you have to do yet?
I always do just a million shows. So
Yeah.
it's because we do a bunch of podcasts. We'll do 3 or 4 Legion of Skanks. Then I do my podcast with Rob, Part of the Problem, and then just a bunch of stand-up shows.
What is Part of the Problem about?
That's our political
stuff.
show.
So you're into all that stuff too, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Who?
I'm lucky because he reasons real smart, so I just have to smile and nod at him.
Right.
I don't know what I'm talking about, but Rob's nodding.
Yeah, but I'm very good at reinforcing it. I'm like the hype man, but it's just a smile and a nod.
Yeah.
That podcast is huge. It's huge. It's gotten huge.
It's gotten bigger, yeah.
Yeah. You started. I remember you and Lewis started in Lewis's crappy apartment on 47th Street.
All right, Bobby is very. If there was one person who I'd say give the most credit to for all of us being in podcasts, it's Bobby. It was Legion of Skanks was started with Bobby's old equipment.
Yeah.
Because you got new stuff for your studio, and then you gifted Lewis your microphones and stuff like that, which at the time was we were broke. It was a huge barrier to entry. You're like, microphone money? I got enough for a bag of weed. Like, that's not happening. But yeah, and that's right. We started doing, you were one of our first guests on Hammer Fisting.
It was Hammer
with
Fisting.
a phone. But that was before you gave us your old equipment, and we just put a cell phone on the table, and then all talk.
We all have to lean into it like a phone to say,
Right.
And it was him and Lewis, and the apartment was on an angle. Like if you literally put a bowling ball, it would just it would go down the other side of the room.
Oh, can I tell you a funny MMA story? So you know Chael Sonnen?
Yeah.
So Chael Sonnen DM'd me on Twitter the other day, and he just writes, "You're a genius," and I went, Chael Sonnen. I'm such a huge fan of Chael Sonnen. That's awesome. And then he sent me his number, and he goes, "Text me, please." So I went, "Oh, that's so cool." So I text him, and my phone says invalid number. And I went, "That's weird. Did I put that in wrong?" So I put it in again, invalid number. So then I messaged him, and I went, "Hey, dude, I'm a huge fan. I really appreciate that. I tried to text you, but it's saying invalid number." And he ghosted me. He never heard. This was 5 days ago.
And you haven't heard back from him.
And I go, that might be the best Chael Sonnen experience you could ever have.
He got you.
I went, we're going to be friends with Chael Sonnen? And he goes, no, not at all. No.
Bobby, you bring it back. So back in the day, we had a TV show. They would take the show during the week, the video of it, edit it down to a half hour, and then they would show it on Sunday nights on TV. It was garbage. And then Joe,
very proud of it.
Yeah, Joe. Well, I mean, it was
Paid
like
for Gucci shoes. So.
Yeah, that's true. Then Joe said, "Hey, the internet's where it's at." I mean, we're talking 20 years ago. He's like, "Internet's where it's at. We put it on the internet. Put it on the internet." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So I remember you. So it was Bert just started doing a podcast. You were doing YKWd, and Ralphie was trying to do a podcast. Him and Lana wanted to do something together, and I said, "What if we take all the podcasts and put them on after our show?" After they've been, and I remember you were on with Opie and Anthony, and you were like, "That's what Mike Calta is trying to do. He's trying to start a network and trying to put it." And Opie goes, "Never work, never happen." And I was like, "Oh," all right. And I just kind of gave it up.
Now the intern has his show.
Yeah.
Well, but I remember at the beginning, and Bobby was one of the guys who really like convinced me to do, because it seemed so ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? Especially when you're starting from zero. You're like, no, I'm going to sit here and talk into our phone. No one's listening to this,
Right.
But like Bobby was one of the guys who was like, "No, dude, you got to just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And keep doing it." And then it did turn into this like thing. But as you, Bobby, you were always because I was like Jay was kind of my buddy who took me out on the road, and Big Jay is like an incredible comedic talent.
Sure.
He's an incredibly funny guy. He is the least professional human being in the history of the world.
He's
better now, but like back then, I mean, he was lazy and unprofessional and didn't network and Bobby was one of the guys who used to like put his arm around me and be like, "Hey, dude, I know this is fun, but like this is your job.
Right.
You have to work at this, and you have to." And that was the thing. Like when I first started comedy, it was like, "Oh, that's so cool. You don't have to work. You go and just tell jokes at night, and then you just hang out."
I was saying that to somebody the other day. It's like, it was Ari. He's in South America somewhere, and he hits me up on WhatsApp app every once in a while, and he's like, "I heard you talking about blah 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 me on the podcast." So I was like, "Yeah, dude. I missed the days where we woke up at 3, went and smoked a cigarette, went back to bed, went down to the clubs all night, did shows, tried to get chicks, and then slept till 3 again. Now we have to wake up and I got to go do this podcast. I got to do that, my podcast, my other podcast, another podcast, and then a radio show. We have to do so much more with this podcasting thing now.
Yeah.
It's like part of being a stand-up is you have to have a podcast. And on top of that, social media, which sucks. I remember the day just staying up all night, doing stand-up, and just waking up at 3.
Yeah.
And it was such an awesome
And
life.
somehow, and then you still got to feel like something was owed to you that you weren't getting. Like you would wake up at 3, go tell your jokes, do like a few sets at night, and you'd be like, "Do you see that guy got Conan? It's fucking ridiculous. I should get that." And you're like, "Dude, you shouldn't get anything. You shouldn't get food. This is insane. You have to work. This is real life."
Dude, and back in the day, I used to hate comedian podcasts because I'm like, all you do is go on each other's show and tell the same story. You just, and then all of a sudden, guys would get angles, and have comedians would have podcasts with angles. Now I'm like, all right, now you got something good.
Yeah. Well, there was a while of figuring it out. And now I don't even know what it's like to get into the podcasting game now, like to start, because there's, at least when we were doing it, there weren't so many shows.
But there's podcasts now that just make fun of other podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So my wife and I couldn't be more opposite. She's hot and a therapist, and we decided to do a
You're an unwell.
yeah. I'm an overweight radio guy, and we were doing a show together just because she wanted to do something fun, and we did. And it was another podcast. Actually, did a podcast about making fun of our podcast. I'm like, how is that even a thing,
dude? There'll be like shows on YouTube where they just run our show, and then there'll be a guy there, and he'll like every now and then pause it and be like, "You see?" exactly. Like, this guy,
what's the famous guy that does it? That's funny when he does it. Red Bar.
Oh, yeah, well, he's a whole different thing. He doesn't just watch it; he eviscerates everybody.
It's pretty. He did one of my shows I did in my garage with Giannis, and he zooms in on the background at all the stupid shit I have hanging on the wall.
Whoa, I can't say that.
Stupid. I said stupid.
You said stupid S.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah, it just comes out of you.
It really does. That's Boston.
You're in the podcast world.
He is so good at the most ridiculous thing to be good at.
Yeah.
Like he just trashes like everyone in our world.
Yeah.
Which is like,
I've seen
you're
it,
already in our world and you're so deep into it that you want to hear someone breaking down the stuff in the background on Bobby's show or something. But he's so good at it.
And
he's
that's
vicious.
It's the funny thing is that's somebody that all the comedians like to pretend that they don't like, but they're all secretly watching it and loving it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't have the time in the day to watch it,
Right.
but I know a lot of comedians are watching. A lot of people are watching it and furious watching it.
But it's such a work.
Dude, there was who was the guy who Jay made me watch it, but someone made the documentaries about Joe Matarese.
Oh yeah.
Me and him he had me watch 3 of them. We were in Montreal together, and we would just lie on his bed and watch documentary after documentary about Joe Matarese.
Yeah, the guy made like 4, I think.
It was so fun and fantastic.
Dude, listen, I'll be honest. I enjoyed it. It also disturbed me. Like, it made me feel things inside that I wasn't comfortable. Joe Matarese, if for anybody who doesn't know, is just like a comedian who like never really took off from out of New York City, who was a guy when I first started who was like on the club scene. But no one would know who he is.
The fact that someone took the time to so meticulously take this random comic's soul
four documentaries.
Yeah.
They pick his life apart.
Yeah.
It's like History Channel when they get into aliens and they take all of the time with all the nonsense they had every clip, like just the amount of autistic brain power
It's unbelievable.
that Wintour's just taking out.
Has
one
he ever
guy.
comment? Like, is there a rebuttal from him? Has anybody ever heard from him?
Didn't he do an episode with
I
the
think
guy?
I think he's done a ton on it.
Oh,
Because it was that was the
only
content
thing
that
he had. Yeah.
But it's like he chose to bring these moments onto his podcast. But like he brings his wife on and he's like, look, I got a new plan. We're going to sell the house and we'll go get an apartment in the city. And she's like, I don't want to give up my house. Like this dream of yours is never going to pay off. And it's like, geez, my God. It just hurts.
Let me remind everybody, Dave Smith is here. Whoa!
Hi, everyone.
All right.
Bobby just knocked the light over and hit Galvin right in the head.
Dude, it really, that's one of those moments where it just shows you how much I just freeze and do nothing. Like I saw that happening in slow motion, and I just went, "It's gonna hit it. This might really hurt him." Oh man, what part of that's gonna catch his head?
Thanks, Dave.
I'm sorry.
Dave Smith is going to be at Side Splitters with Rob Bernstein this weekend, 960-1197 or sidesplitterscomedy.com and Side Splitters Tampa if you want to go see those guys. Bobby's going to be out at Visani, 2 markets away in Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda area. Visani Comedy Theater. I'll be out there with him this weekend. If you guys are looking to do something, you got plenty of opportunities in both sides of the bay this time. Thank you guys for coming in.